It's Nolan. Now, before we get started, make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all sharing it on your respective platforms. Let somebody know what we're doing today. Now, let's get into the show.
Yeah. Southside, nigga. Y'all know what's going on, man. Real shit. Hey. Ain't no way to stop it when a nigga poppin'. Pull up, start a problem, I got plenty options. Homies from the project, we the trending topic. I got bennies in my wallet, fuck your money, honest. All I could get, flooded the Nile and I flooded my wrist. Tell me I rap for the glamour and glitz. Got on my shit, now they ran me on list. Filling my pocket, I'm taking a trip. Call me a genie, I'm filling my wish. When it come down to me and get in my bag, I gotta get it, I pay for the lift. I got a baby, we coming legit. Roll with the big dogs. I need my cut like fit now. Buddy got shot like Sim car. Married to the game like in-laws. Do what I please, move with the breeze, right to believe. Shawty, she love me, she coming to tease. Ready the haters, we cutting the weeds. Give me my space, oh man. Got me a taste, oh man. Flooded the face, I'm running a race, I cover the bases, all down. Nigga, don't try me, I'm on my square. Cardiac diamonds, I want me a pill. Treat all this money like I got a meal. Everything closer than it might appear, yo. Bitch, I got my mask on now, I don't want your germs here. I've been getting paid since the first time on my third tip. Popping on the net, fuck a local, I got turf here. Fucking with the squad, we gon' put y'all in some merch.
What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everybody's doing well out there this weekend, this evening, the whole nine. Of course, that song y'all just heard to open up the show is called Poppin'. That's also from the Family Over Fame album. I released that as a single. So that song is out on streaming, but you can also just get the entire album on realjnolan.com if you want to hear the whole thing. And shout out to Source, the engineer who worked on the audio on that song, who also does a lot of the mixing for Megan Thee Stallion. In case y'all didn't know. All right. So we got to get into the latest Megan Thee Stallion news, which isn't the most positive because she's been hit with another lawsuit. All right. And this time around, she's being sued by, I guess, this celebrity stylist, Eric Archibald, for $1.2 million for an alleged breach of contract, claiming that, I guess, he styled Megan for a number of events and he sent invoices in that were never paid. Okay. Megan has responded to these allegations and claimed that she went over to her finance team. They ran an audit on all of his claims, the invoices that he sent over, the whole nine, and basically said that her team was sent fraudulent invoices. They can't verify the validity to them and said that they were all straight bullshit. At this current time, I do not know. I will read the official statement from Megan in just a little bit. But first, we're going to get into the filing, which has been filed in Los Angeles. Okay? $1.2 million is a lot of motherfucking money. Like, I hope you ain't just out here playing just to get in the courtroom, just to, you know what I mean? But you wouldn't be the first, homeboy. All right, so here we are. Shout out to Document Tings for releasing this complaint. I was trying to find it my damn self, and for whatever reason, I couldn't get to it yesterday, but we now have it. All right, so this was filed in the Superior Court of the State of California for the County of Los Angeles. And this is going to be 6K Management Productions Incorporated, which is a corporation, and Eric Archibald, an individual who is the stylist, okay? As you can see here, Megan Pete, professionally known as Megan Thee Stallion, an individual. Megan Thee Stallion Entertainment, a legal entity of unknown origin. Hot Girl Productions. I'm trying to understand how Hot Girl Productions would even play a role because that's her label. A legal entity of unknown origin. Hot Girl Swim Branding, legal entity of unknown origin. And Hot Girl Touring, LLC, a limited liability company, and those 1 through 25 inclusive. Okay? This is a complaint for breach of contract, breach of the covenant of good faith and fair dealing, promissory estoppel, and for unjust enrichment. Okay, he's demanding for a jury trial. Plaintiffs 6K Management Productions and Eric Archibald collectively bring this action against defendants Megan Thee Stallion and the defendants we just read through. Plaintiffs hereby complain and allege as follows on the basis of personal and or information and belief. Parties. Defendant now and was at all relevant times herein conduct business in the state of California. I don't care about the jurisdiction and venue and all this stuff. I just want to get to the allegations, okay? They say the Stallion entities contacted 6K to engage celebrity stylist Eric Archibald to provide professional services for a variety of events, specifically to support Miss Pete in her professional endeavors. The obligations stem from services rendered by Mr. Archibald during the period from January 8th, 2024 through August 2025. So that's a year and some change. That's damn near a year and like 9 months, 8 months. So the amounts owed to 6K and Mr. Archibald are represented by the invoices submitted to each related Stallion entity during the period from this time, January 25th, 2024 to January 8th of this year. Each invoice is supported by a deal memo, that was acknowledged by the related Stallion entity via email. An example of a deal memo is attached as Exhibit A. The full list of invoices, which date back over 2 years, is attached as Exhibit B. Despite the fact that 6K has made numerous and unsuccessful attempts to resolve payment over the course of the last 2 years, there is still no imminent direction towards settlement between the parties. This continued lack of payment has not only impacted Mr. Archibald personally, it has adversely affected Mr. Archibald and 6K professionally. A significant portion of the outstanding invoices include monies due to third-party vendors for wardrobe products and services rendered. As a result, Mr. Archibald and 6K are exposed to potential liability and actual hardship in attempting to placate the repeated requests for payment from such third-party vendors. The Stallion entity's repeated failures hinder 6K and Mr. Archibald's ability to conduct business within the insular community in which it operates. At this juncture, 6K and Mr. Archibald are left with no other recourse but to send this letter to make a final informal attempt to resolve this matter. So what is this, a demand letter? What you mean this letter? This is a fucking lawsuit, bro. The most recent communication of April 21st, 2026 from Alexa Midtassel offered no clear path towards resolution, only another request for 6K and Mr. Archibald to stand by and wait. That is no longer an acceptable option. 6K and Mr. Archibald hereby demand immediate payment of the outstanding invoices. First cause of action. Plaintiff incorporates by reference and realleges each and every one of the allegations. The hell? 6K et al. V. Mex. It is well settled in California that there is an implied covenant of good faith and fair dealing in every contract, and that neither party will do anything that will injure the right of the other to receive the benefits of the agreement. I've never seen a first cause of action that short. Typically, they would outline how we got there without just realleging what was stated in the allegations. There would normally be a lot more description here as to the chain of events. Second cause of action, breach of contract. Plaintiff incorporates by reference and blah, blah, blah. It is well settled in California that a contract is an agreement to do or not to do a certain thing and requires parties capable of contracting the mutual consent of the parties to the terms therein, a lawful object of the contract, and the exchange of legally sufficient consideration. California Civil Code 1549, 1550, and 1565. Further, a contract need not be labeled a contract to be enforceable. Here, the deal memo. So you're saying that the deal memo is the contract. Good luck with that, because that didn't even work for what's the name with the like that, right? They said there was a deal memo in place, but it was not a formal contract or something like that. But they say that it should be passable as a contract. So here, the deal memos created contracts obligating the Stallion entities to pay amounts due to 6K on behalf of Mr. Archibald as outlined in each such deal memo. In contravention of the deal memos, the Stallion entities have failed to pay the obligations. And typically, a deal memo is an outline of expenses, but you still have to send formal invoice in order to be paid. And a deal memo also has to be agreed upon so that the contract can be drawn up so that y'all can execute what's understood in the deal memo. Anyway, we'll continue. Third cause of action, promissory estoppel. Plaintiff incorporates by reference, blah, blah, blah. In order for a plaintiff to establish that detrimental reliance occurred, the plaintiff should provide evidence that 1, a promise is clear and unambiguous in its terms. 2, reliance by the party to whom the promise is made. 3, the reliance must be both reasonable and foreseeable. And 4, the party asserting the estoppel must be injured by his reliance. 6K and Archibald relied on promises made by the Stallion entities under the deal memos. The Stallion entities' acceptance of 6K and Archibald's performance under the deal memos, and the Stallion entities and their representatives' multiple assurances of remitting the payment due pursuant to the deal memos. Furthermore, both Mr. Archibald and 6K are injured as a result of their reliance on the Stallion entities' promises that have not been fulfilled to date. Fourth cause of action, unjust enrichment. In order for a plaintiff to establish that unjust enrichment occurs, the plaintiff should provide evidence that 1, the defendant received a benefit, money, property, or services. 2, the benefit was received at the plaintiff's expense. And 3, it is against equity and good conscience for the defendant to retain the benefit. The remedy for unjust enrichment is clear. One person should not be permitted to unjustly enrich himself at the expense of another, but should be required to make restitution of or for property or benefits received, retained, or appropriated, where it is just and equitable that such restitution is made. The Stallion entities received the benefit of goods and services under the deal memos. Mr. Archibald arranged for the delivery of such goods and personally provided related services for years to the Stallion entities under the deal memos. That would be a year and about 8 months, not necessarily years, but I guess you were going on 2. It is against equitable principles for the Stallion entities to retain the benefit of such goods and services without providing restitution to 6K and Mr. Archibald. According to Melchior v. New Line Productions, Inc., the Stallion entities must remit restitution to 6K and Mr. Archibald. Prayer for relief. Wherefore, a plaintiff respectfully prays for judgment against defendants, and each of them according to proof as follows: for general and special damages, including unpaid amounts due hereunder in a sum in excess of the minimum jurisdictional limit of this court according to proof at trial. 2, for interest at the maximum legal rate. 3, for reasonable attorney fees. 4, for costs of suit incurred herein. And 5, for such other and further relief as the court may deem just and proper. Demand for a jury trial. So this was filed on the 1st by the McGriff firm, David McGriff Esquire. So we've got the exhibits also in here. So this is the deal memo from July 8th, 2025. Okay. Provided by 6K Management. So we have MTS Entertainment. We've got Rockefeller Capital Management, who is her money management firm on here. Megan Thee Stallion accounts payable. This is from Eric Archibald. And on this deal memo, it says Megan Thee Stallion for Pete and Thomas Foundation. So this is for her inaugural gala that took place in New York. Okay, we got it. So it is outlined as such. Job titles: they needed 4 prep days at $3,500 each. So that is a $14,000 fee. They have 1 event day at $3,500, and they have 1 travel day at $1,750. Okay? So the first part is $19,250. 20% service charge on $19,250 Where did the 250 come into action on here? Maybe that's just how it added up. I didn't add it up all the way, so whatever. So the 20% service charge on that is $38.50. Okay, you've got first assistant days, 5 at a $500 rate for 5 days is $2,500. Got second assistant days. You need 4 of those at $500 rate, so that's another $2,000. So that comes out to $4,500. 20% service charge on top of that is $900. We then have wardrobe budget for Megan Thee Stallion, 3 gowns. What is that? $20,000. Tailoring budget is $5,000. And per diem days, $50 a piece. They had 6 days. That equals $300. So that's another $25,300 in total. With everything added up, is $53,800. Okay, $50K, $53K. Please note that upon signature, Megan Thee Stallion Entertainment CO Rockefeller Capital Management will be responsible for entire booking of $28,500 and expenses totaling $25,300. In the event of cancellation by MTS, Rockefeller Capital Management will still be responsible for payment of entire booking unless otherwise authorized by 6K in writing. Overtime will be billed at time and a half after 10 hours and double time after 12 hours plus 20% agency fee for artists and their assistants. Wardrobe and or expenses advance payment is required upon booking. Please note late fees may apply. And we do not have a signature for this, but this is the deal memo. However, it has not been signed. Exhibit B, 6K, accounts receivable journal, Megan Thee Stallion and entities. This is as of April 30th, 2026. So they're claiming that all of these accounts receivables were allegedly unpaid. So we've got January 25th, 2024, MTS Entertainment, Megan Thee Stallion for Mean Girls NYC premiere. January 8th, 2024, that was $2,178.13. Same day, Megan Thee Stallion personal shopping for December 2023, January 2024. Personal shopping? Since when do y'all do that? Well, I don't know. I thought he was a stylist, but they say personal shopping. $84,000. Y'all guess as good as mine on that one. March 28th, 2024. Megan Thee Stallion Entertainment. Megan Thee Stallion. Okay, so this was her time spent in Japan. February 28th through March 10th. That's $54,968.64. Damn. Okay. Next. June 28, 2024, Megan Thee Stallion music video shoot in NYC on May 11, 2024, which was canceled. They still want their money for $4,885.92. Why would y'all still need the money for a canceled event? And who knows how far in advance it would have been canceled. We don't have that in front of us. When was it canceled? Were y'all still able to book something that day? I don't know. Same day, Megan Thee Stallion for a Memorial Day boating event in NYC, May 27th. That was canceled as well. So that's another $8,747.42. It was canceled though. I know y'all say anything canceled would still be paid for, but that would be discretion. Anyway, we'll keep going. Same day. Megan Thee Stallion personal shopping for April and May 2024, $115,000. God damn. 2 months of personal shopping, $115,000. We don't have to check that. Okay. August 14th, 2024, Megan Thee Stallion for Paris Hilton Bad Bitch Academy music video shoot in LA. Also canceled, but y'all still want $13,000. What's up with all these canceled events? Megan Thee Stallion for Chicago shoot, or Chica, excuse me. Chica's shoot in Miami, Florida, October 4th, 2024, $46,476.94. Okay, we get into last year, February the 25th. Megan Thee Stallion content shoot in Miami, August 25th, 2024. Why are y'all sending stuff in February for August? For Butterfly content, new music project. Okay, so the new music project of the Butterfly, remember, that would have been the Megan album. Because remember, there was the whole Butterfly concept. Press images, Amazon content shoot, and 2024 VMA content shoot. Remember, Megan hosted the VMAs. So that is $34,200. Hot Girl Swim branding in March of last year. Megan Thee Stallion for Walmart commercial and print shoot in LA. They won $31,700 for that. March 24th, Megan Thee Stallion for Jimmy Fallon in NYC, October 23rd, 2024. Why are y'all sending an invoice in March for something that was in October of the previous year? $28,600. Same day, Megan Thee Stallion for Bigger in Texas video shoot in Houston, October 14th and 15th. Y'all want $40,070. Okay. Hot Girl Productions. Excuse me. Next up, April 17th. Megan Thee Stallion for Chica's content shoot in LA, March 23rd, 2025. That is $60,000, 130. So you mean to tell me y'all did all these events and she ain't pay you for shit? And y'all kept doing more events, getting more shit? You ain't never cut off your services and you was unpaid. Y'all done racked up damn near $300,000 in unpaid services according to this document, and I ain't even halfway done. And y'all still kept showing up? All righty. Excuse me. Megan Thee Stallion in October, same day. Megan Thee Stallion for Oscar weekend party in LA. Vanity Fair and Elton John. Another Another content shoot in LA for $60,130. Oscar weekend is $34,673.95. Same day, Megan Thee Stallion, and these are, I guess, invoices sent the same day. Megan Thee Stallion for Airbnb content shoot in LA, March 31st, 2025. Another $24,000. Same day of invoice. Megan Thee Stallion for Airbnb content. Well, I just did that one. Megan Thee Stallion for Chica's events in Miami. That's from February 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. Another $11,990. Next day, y'all sent Megan Thee Stallion personal shopping, $15,913.75. Y'all came back May 21st, Megan Thee Stallion for birthday photo shoot, $20,100. Same day, Megan Thee Stallion for party and Super Bowl in New Orleans, Super Bowl weekend, $30,569.25. Megan Thee Stallion for birthday weekend in the DR, February 16th through February 20th. That's at $83,338.58 tab. And we have Megan Thee Stallion for Paris Fashion Week in Paris, January 25th through the 30th of 2025 for another $24,962.25. So y'all showed up, got clothing, traveled, and did all of these things without being paid. And there's more. Okay. This was sent on June 6th. Megan Thee Stallion for Airbnb experience in LA for a forthcoming shoot that was about 6 days later. Y'all finally started billing ahead of time, huh? $57,851.59, or is that $31? We got another one. July 8th. Megan Thee Stallion for impromptu interview in New York, July 14th. Yeah, y'all just now starting to bill ahead. $20,300. Same day, Megan Thee Stallion for Pete and Thomas Foundation inaugural gala in New York, $33,800. December 3rd, 2025, Megan Thee Stallion for California PSA commercial shoot, another $18,200. And this was over a year ago. That took place on April 3rd, 2024. It took y'all to December 2025 to want to collect payment. How? December 3rd, 2025, Megan Thee Stallion for content shoot in New York, April 4th. Okay, so now y'all backdating. So first, y'all were billing ahead, and now we're getting billed for stuff a year and a half ago. Interesting. So this is a content shoot in New York, April 20, or is this or are y'all resending it? Megan Thee Stallion content shoot in New York, 27,800. Megan Thee Stallion content shoot in New York, 12,800. Megan Thee Stallion for podcast shoot in LA, which took place June 20th of 2024, another $15K. Megan Thee Stallion for Club Shay Shay podcast interview and album release party from June 27, 2024. Y'all didn't send this invoice until the end of the following year. $47,630. Megan Thee Stallion for Amazon and MTV VMA shoot, another $12K. Megan Thee Stallion mini music video shoot in New York, September 9th, 2024, another $16,400. Megan Thee Stallion for meeting in LA, another $7,500. Megan Thee Stallion for True Religion philanthropy event in LA, another $10,400. Megan Thee Stallion personal in Miami, April 26th and 27th, another $13,650. Megan Thee Stallion for Who What Wear swimwear shoot in Miami, $17,500. Another bill for a gala foundation video shoot, $15,367.44. Where y'all be getting the cents value from? Megan Thee Stallion, 2025 Met Gala, New York, $18,200. Megan Thee Stallion for meeting at Rock Nation. Y'all styled her for a meeting with Rock Nation for $12,000 to meet with Rock Nation? I don't know. Don't get me to speculating. I don't know what happened. Megan Thee Stallion for the Gold Gala in LA, $33,450. Megan Thee Stallion for Sex and the City podcast interview, May 12, 2025, another $13,840.77. Megan Thee Stallion for Airbnb keynote and press interview, $12,200. Megan Thee Stallion for Heart, what is that? For Hearst interview and skate and swim launch party, $16,700. Megan Thee Stallion for Swimwear Icon Hall of Fame in Miami, $26,186. Megan Thee Stallion Hot Girl Swim Miami Swim Week of last year, $20,500. All right, we've got just a few more. This is where we get the $1.2 million from, y'all. Megan Thee Stallion models for Hot Girl Swim Miami Swim Week, $37,958.15. Megan Thee Stallion for DreamCon, May 30th and 31st last year. In Houston, $49,632.75. Megan Thee Stallion for Spotify corporate event in New Orleans, $30,696.71. Megan Thee Stallion for Spotify, for Megan 2.0 teaser, $9,600. Megan Thee Stallion for meetings in LA, $25,800 just to meet in LA. Was she at it? Did she do a photo shoot for the meeting? Megan Thee Stallion for Milwaukee Summer Feast performance, $45,316.42. Megan Thee Stallion for Love Island taping last year, $40,000, $334.50. Wasn't she wearing her own swimwear in that motherfucker? I don't know. Let me not say. Megan Thee Stallion, personal shopping. Here we go with the personal shopping again. Purchase items through August 2025. Another $36,624.65 for a grand total of $1,243,501.98. $1.2 million is what they say she owes. All that being stated, People Magazine reached out to Megan to get a statement. Okay, they say the two demand immediate payment of the outstanding invoices. In a statement shared with People, Megan has refuted the claims. This is a direct quote. She said, "My finance team conducted a comprehensive audit of Eric Archibald's wardrobe expenses and uncovered fraudulent invoices, unsupported charges, and styling shipments tied to addresses that could not be verified. Those findings raised serious concerns about the legitimacy of expenses that we repeatedly tried to resolve privately with Eric's team. Rather than address the issues from the audit, Eric and his team chose to file a lawsuit. The facts are on our side, and I won't be coerced into paying charges that can't be substantiated." Okay? So she does acknowledge that they did work with Eric in some form or fashion. However, she's saying that her team went in and uncovered fraudulent invoices. So some of those charges are completely bullshit. Some of the charges are completely unsupported. And she says that some styling shipments were tied to addresses that could not be verified, either shipping from a facility that don't exist, or perhaps they were mailed somewhere that don't exist, or that could not be corroborated with where they should have been coming from or going. Okay? So there's a legitimacy issue here, basically saying, some of these charges are bullshit. Now, how many of them are bullshit versus how many of them perhaps are real? I don't know, right? Her team, she says, tried to address the issues from the audit, but Eric allegedly refused to continue the conversation and decided to go to the courthouse. She said, "I won't be coerced into paying charges that can't be substantiated." So she's now alleging coercion. So it's very possible we may be seeing some form of a countersuit in the future. Can I say that with any certainty right now? No, but based on the verbiage of the language, coercion is a legal offense. With that being said, Tasha K, who is no stranger to defaming someone, also no stranger to losing a defamation case, also no stranger to having herself and her husband being on the hook for millions of dollars, decided to jump in and try to kick Megan Thee Stallion while she perceived her being down. She says, "Megan Thee Stallion, in my opinion, ain't never paid her bills on time. How she would know Megan's bills? Your guess is good as mine." She says she allegedly owed money to Tiana Taylor at one time For the vandalism of her house she allowed her to rent. EJ the Stylist, she owed over $80K to in styling fees. Jason P threatened to expose Megan if she didn't pay EJ. The check cleared, and after that, EJ was blackballed by Roc Nation allegedly. How effective was the blackball if he's now working with Glorilla? And now, she allegedly owes over $1.2 million to a stylist over the span of a year. I ain't surprised. She allegedly wanted Klay Thompson to trick off on her and pay the damn fees. He left quick, fast, in a hurry. So now she's alleging that Megan Thee Stallion was asking Klay Thompson to pay off her $1.2 million debt to Eric Archibald. And she's alleging that. She has nothing to substantiate it. She has no proof that they ever even talked about this situation, as it was just filed on June 1st. But here she goes with everything as allegedly. But what's not alleged is those court documents on your name and now your husband's. But this, of course, would not be Tasha's first time spreading questionable information about Megan Thee Stallion. She makes a career out of it. So we've got one situation here back in 2022 when Ken Barbie had to clear up some things. He says Tasha K still hasn't learned. Tonight, she alleged that Megan Thee Stallion owed Teyana Taylor back rent. Remember, that first thing that I read where she talked about Teyana, that was within the last couple days. But this is when she originally said the same thing 4 years ago. Tonight, she alleged that Megan Thee Stallion owed Teyana Taylor back rent and caused her trouble selling her home after it was vandalized during her stay. We spoke with sources directly connected to the situation that have provided the truth. Tasha alleged EJ and Megan fell out due to Meg ruining Teyana's home and owing her. Keep in mind, Megan left the home in early 2020. She was still working with EJ way past that, and the two actually didn't stop working together until the Tory incident, which took place in July 2020. Will Megan be the next one to sue Tasha K? Because apparently, even after the $4 million wrath of Cardi B, she still hasn't learned. And this is 3.5 years ago, almost 4 years ago, that she was set straight. And now she's back alleging the same things from 3.5 years ago concerning Megan Thee Stallion. I mean, it's one thing to report the news. It's another to report the news and have an opinion just like anybody else. But to come out and just try to smear somebody's entire character. You want to say she ain't never paid her bills, but what bills are you paying on that motherfucking Cardi B judgment? Because y'all got legal documents said that y'all was moving money around to avoid paying. But you want to talk about somebody else who ain't paying their bills. This is why you should not throw stones when you live in a glass house. Ain't got nothing to do with me, though. Just watch out. Watch yourself. Got to be a little bit more careful, a little bit more responsible. But people that love to play those games find themselves playing reindeer games with their own cash. Ain't got nothing to do with me. Let me know what y'all think of all this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, become an insider. I will catch y'all on the next one. Peace.
Yeah, family over fame in this bitch, yeah. The glory of living righteous is setting in. My street knowledge and education's a perfect blend. Young mogul, independent, I've been setting trends. The first one from my family to be faithfully wed. Fuck niggas and the horses that they riding on. I see this shit from all angles like a polygon. I'm never politicking, the drama be piling on. Father and greats unacknowledged like I'm Bobby Bonds. Conversation with my lady about the paper route. 5 sit bank accounts, every day I make it count. They down talking my commentary for hating now. Well, I can take it cause I'm bodying your favorite now, please. I can do this shit in my sleep. I been writing for these niggas, y'all read it and weep. I been fighting these niggas if you speak on the street. I'll turn your birthday party into New Year's Eve. Don't let me take it there. We ain't playing fair. This the ATL, Southside nigga moving furniture like Wayfair. Life on hold, no insurance for your healthcare. Lifeline gone, so you wanna be a millionaire? Well, let me tell you about this world I built. The women I dodged, the niggas that I read for filth. The sympathy cause consulting for the stacks I built. I had